Welcome to Game Make Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the imagosphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Game Make Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Game Make Corp, Beckers.
Last time on this podcast, we made Game of Glones. How'd that do?
So, we rolled that out. And right now, actually, the Milk Kingdom is in the lead. Like, it's a very one-sided game right now. So we're thinking about rolling out a lactose intolerance plague to just kind of balance the game. But we'll keep you updated. Yeah.
I guess everybody's putting their money behind the normies, the normie kingdom.
The normie kingdom.
Wait for all the exciting plot lines that'll happen. The vampires are still out there.
Land.
in the land of Glones. Hello. It's time for our mandatory after school special. Is it after school? Like, did you have school at some point in your life and it is currently after that? Then this is fine. If you're like 4 years old and have never been to school, well, 2 + 2 = 4. Welcome to Game Make Corp School. Class is over. Okay, PSA time. Your body is changing. It's growing. It's morphing. What are you gonna do? Send us video game ideas using the hashtag GameMakeCorp. It's the only thing that will keep your fragile human vessel intact. Beckers, do you have a game idea?
That was so weird. Okay, so I have a game idea, and it's great. I was doing manual labor today. I mowed the lawn. And I remembered one time there was a video of this lawn. I just physically avoided saying the word GIF because people say it differently, and I didn't want to start that. But anyway.
Did you just GIF?
Yeah. Do you say it GIF?
Now I don't know how I said it. You said it so you've thrown me off that I can't even pronounce it in, like the correct one in my head because you made it sound like gift. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's because it's GIF. It's the one letter off. It's really close to gift.
I know the one that the guy who made the thing, the one he said is wrong. I know that much.
Yeah, he says GIF.
Yeah, it's not that one, 100%.
I think we're about to lose 50% of our fan base.
Well, good. We're gonna keep the good ones. If you're still listening, you're the good one. We're gonna make the best fan base by getting rid of the wrong people.
Wow, that was funny.
Welcome to the Game Make Corp Listener Battle Royale. Which side do you go down on this debate?
We're just gonna keep picking really controversial topics and just cutting off the people we disagree with until there's only one, and that's gonna be the heir to the company, the Iron Throne company seat.
Yep, lawnmower game.
Yeah, I remembered a GIF of a lawnmower. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really, really popular and very old, but it's just a little lawnmower that just freaking takes flight. Okay, it's a dude. He's pushing it. And then it's just a regular lawnmower with gas, and there's a handle, and you just push it or whatever, and it just zooms forward and propels into the freaking air, right? So I thought about that while I was mowing, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a video game about that. So my video game is called Runaway Lawnmower, and I was thinking it was like a little simple 2D game about catching your lawnmower.
Okay. So where's the lawnmower that you're catching? Where's it coming from?
It can fly a little bit, but it's more like how chicken flies, where it can just like leap kind of far.
Okay.
And then it goes back to the ground. So you have to protect your neighborhood because it's a lawnmower and those are dangerous. So you have to protect your neighborhood from being literally mowed down.
Okay.
By your lawnmower that got away, because it's your lawnmower. You're probably like responsible for what happens.
So I assume this is more like a strategy thing of going, there is an active lawnmower with all the lawnmower parts going, and you need to get it in a way that doesn't destroy the human that you are. So you kind of have to grab it where the lawnmowing parts aren't. So I guess like the handles are, or the sides. Yeah. You cannot grab it from bottom. You cannot grab the bottom and go, I've got it, because then you lose the parts that are you.
Yeah, I think most people would have assumed that. Probably, but
I mean, if it's coming horizontally, I think you're pretty good for the most part. But if it's coming from above you, that's a serious concern that is available.
That's at least twice as lethal.
Yeah. I mean, and also at that same point, you do have to worry about the crushing, because lawnmower, like, how big a lawnmower are we talking? Is it riding?
No, it is not a riding lawnmower, because those can't fly.
Okay.
So I was thinking, so you don't have any time to plan this, okay? Your lawnmower takes off and you gotta go. So I'm thinking maybe this is like a 2-part game. Like, it starts off, you're just mowing the lawn, and then, like, at any random point during your lawn mowing experience, it's gonna go and it's gonna just fly away over the fence. So it has a head start because you gotta go through the gate because you're a human and you can't fly. So your lawnmower just flies over the fence and then it lands and it starts going to mow something down, and you're like, and you start running after it, right? And you gotta chase it down and you gotta catch it
Can I expand on this concept? I think it would be good, instead of you just being like, I have a lawn and I'm gonna mow it, I think you run a lawn mowing company. You are a lawn mowing man. And there is always this hitch that sometimes lawnmowers fly. And you need to deal with that as part of your business model. So it's about, like, you are trying to get as much lawn mowed, and then at any time randomly you can be like, is it gonna go? Is it gonna take off on me? And then you have to try and get it, catch it, and get it back onto the ground where you can mow more lawns and make more money. And if it lands on on someone who is not you, that's gonna be real bad for business.
If it kills anything really important, you're gonna lose a life.
Well, no, I think you'll lose money, which could, for some people, is more important than life.
I don't think you would ever mow in that town again. If you killed something.
I think if you were already doing so well at the game and then you have a lot of money to blow, you could maybe just pay them and be like, you didn't really like that dog that much, did you? It wasn't your favorite pet. You got a lot of them.
Or you just, like, pay for the lawsuit. That's gonna happen,
and then it just goes away. Pet. So you kind of, like, and I think I think you can buy better lawnmowers. I think you can add different ability or stats to the lawnmower that you can make it faster, and that'll make it be able to get more.
And then if it gets away, it's more deadly.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons.
You can definitely mow quicker and get more money, but if it goes, you're gonna have some issues. You can have a heavier lawnmower, and that'll make it easier to like, stay on the ground. But then
so if you're mowing a fenced yard and you got an XL lawnmower, it's not gonna fly away. Yeah. But if you have a riding mower and takes over, it's gonna crash through the fence. Well, if you upgrade it too much, then it's gonna have AI, and you all know what happens then. Lawnmower attacks.
Okay.
I had an idea about lawnmowers going rogue, and I am so in love with it.
Okay, is this a thing that you want?
No.
Every time you see a lawnmower, be like, man. One day.
A lawnmower. That could go any day.
I can't wait for them to rise up. I'm looking forward.
It was just a really, really good gift of that lawnmower heading out off into space. And I hope that in editing we can add this to the video. And get it on there. Because I think anybody who watches the video, which won't be that many because most people listen, will know what I'm talking about.
Close your eyes. Unless you're on a lawnmower, then like
Then
keep
them
that thing
open.
down. But enter if you're in the, like if you're pooping right now, and like I imagine most of our listeners listen to us, just close your eyes, and Beckers is going to reach out and bring you into the Magosphere with her vivid description. Give us all the deeds. Tell us, paint a visual picture in our minds of this GIF.
Picture a grassy field. It's beautiful and well watered. The grass is just lovely. And off in the distance, there's a tree line of tall, beautiful trees. And then in the middle of this grassy meadow, if you will, there's a John Deere green lawnmower. You know what it looks like. It's got wheels. And it's got a big handle that you push. And right now you can see that it's just running by itself and there's no one pushing it. And it's going at like a really unusually high speed. And that's just like the first little fourth of a second, right? So the lawnmower, the front end starts to tip up and it just keeps going and it continues just flying forward, except now it's airborne. And it is sailing forward into the air to greater heights. It's going above the trees. And it kind of, it starts to fall because it's a lawnmower, but that's what I'm talking about. This lawnmower just takes off like a frickin' a Boeing 797. That's the only plane I know. And that's it. That's the whole GIF. And it's really inspirational because lawnmowers aren't supposed to fly, but they don't know that, so they just do it anyway. And that's what it is.
So it's a game about trying to keep the lawnmower down.
Yeah, because actually they're pretty deadly.
Okay.
Dangerous.
I have a game idea, and I need to pull up Target.com to talk about it. Okay, so I was on Target.com, and I was looking at what kind of offerings they had. And then I saw what appeared to be a bucket, a brown bucket that they were selling, and it had the description, "Poop the potato." And I just had to know how Target dares, how it dares. So I'm gonna read the description that Target has provided. Here are the highlights. I'm gonna tease you with the highlights. Perfectly absurd party game for kids and adults. Score points by getting different sized potatoes into the bucket for 2 to 4 players, ages 5+. Here's a proper description. Poop the Potato is a crazy party game that has everyone running to the can. Hold the spud between your legs and race to drop it off into the bucket. Bigger potatoes score bigger points. The player who finishes first with the highest score is crowned king or queen of the porcelain throne. So the thing is just a brown bucket, and it just has the label has the instructions of choose the potato, put the potato between your legs, walk to the bucket.
Your cheeks.
Don't drop the potato, but drop the potato into the bucket. And I can't see any potatoes in the bucket, but I do want to, like, I imagine somebody was just like, I have a bucket, I have potatoes, I can do this.
Maybe there aren't potatoes in the bucket. Maybe you have to provide your own potatoes, and they literally just sell a bucket.
That almost seems to be the thing, but I did read the reviews, and somebody was complaining that their game came with all the same size potatoes, but that almost more indicates that you should use your own potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that there'd be different colored potatoes. Like, how do you know? Also, I do love that review was written by Grandma in Texas. Fun for parties. It says in the description that you can score points with different sized potatoes, but my game had all the same sized potatoes. It was still fun to play. We laughed the whole time. It was only good for a couple of games, then people got bored, so have another game ready. I did like that all my grandkids and their parents could play by putting potatoes between their legs and then letting them loose into a bucket.
Thanks, Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma from Texas. She gave it 4 stars. Robo84 did not like it. They said the problem with this game is there is only one thing to do in it: drop a potato into the brown bucket. What did they think? What about this led them to think that maybe there was more to it? Looking at the whole thing, I didn't think, oh, but it's also a secret puzzle game. If you fashion the potatoes in the right shapes, then you unlock a secret game that's available.
There's another bucket.
My kids got so bored with it, and so quickly, they went back to playing the same game on a free app. Not worth the $20.
Maybe they thought you were supposed to put the potatoes in your butt and fire them out like a rocket. Because it does say poop the potato, so.
I mean, Beckers, do you have, is that how your poop comes out? Is it firing out like missiles?
Is this why I go through so many toilets?
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. Girls don't poop.
So this is out there in the world, and I kind of want to, I appreciate the grandma from Texas. I mean, grandma from the Texas gave it a 4 stars, but she did kind of go okay, you do not need to have another game possible. And Robo84 was very let down. So I want to appeal to both grandmas from Texas and Rob84. I don't know why I kept saying Robo. It's Rob84. I apologize.
Wow, that's a lot less interesting.
To your whole thing. How can we make poop the potato better?
For Rob?
Yeah, for both Rob and how we can get that 5th star from Grandma in Texas.
Okay. How can we improve upon this? Well, I think I had a really good idea earlier.
Of shoving the potatoes in your butt and rocketing them out.
Yeah, but I think it would be good for us to make money that way too, because obviously it would only be sanitary if we individually wrapped potatoes. So they had to buy replacement potatoes because after you use them once, you can't use them again.
I mean, I also have the question of
disposable potatoes.
I assume that maybe the potatoes were colored, or how would you know that who put what potato into the bucket unless you're pulling them out every time and that seems like a lot of work. I feel like you drop all the potatoes and then find out at the end. But there's also supposed to be multiple sizes, and I very much think that this was some guy with a bucket and some potatoes said, hey, I came up with a thing, and then somebody was like, I could sell this. And then they did, and it was a bad idea. So maybe we just, for one, we can put out a free version that's hey, do you have a bucket and some potatoes? Guess what? You're playing a Corp game right now. You have to pay us $1 every time you play this, but it's better than that one you spent $60 or $20 on. That's a bunch of plastic potatoes. You can't even eat those when you're done. Ours, once you're done shoving them between your legs, you can still eat them.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I know how we can make this better.
Go for it.
We combine it with the age-old favorite game, Hot Potato. Okay, so right now you carry a potato between your legs and you try to get to a bucket. That's it,
yes. Right?
What if, you had a time limit to get as many potatoes into the bucket as you can within a certain amount of time? No. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea how the rules for this work. What if you're really good at holding potatoes between your legs and it's just super easy? You can always make the trip. I don't really get it. Maybe there is already a time limit. I don't know. What if randomly...
I think it was supposed to be a size limit, but I think that definitely if you're good at carrying potatoes, if you have that specific skill of being good at carrying potatoes, I mean, that could be like if you're good at chess, then you're gonna win chess.
Okay, so that regardless, I think that randomly, like every 10 seconds or so, one of the potatoes gets really hot. Like every potato randomly like has a time frame where every so often it gets super hot. Okay. And if you're carrying a potato when it gets super hot, it becomes hot poop the potato. Poop the hot potato. and you're like super tempted to just drop it because it's going to be really hot. But if you power through and get maybe first-degree burns on your thighs, you can still poop the potato and win the game.
Okay, so that's definitely an option. I guess, yeah, it's hot, but I feel like we can do this if we replace the potatoes with water balloons, and randomly the water balloons can pop. Because then your whole downtown looks like you peed yourself, and then you'll never get the date to the prom.
Be like pee pants, pee your pants, the game. Okay, so like fragile water balloons where if you squeeze too hard, they pop, but you have to squeeze hard enough to hold them between your legs.
Totally.
And you have to walk at the same time. That's actually a way better game than this.
Yeah. Poop
the balloons.
Pee it.
It should start with a P.
Pee, okay. Pee or poop. Pee or poop. So either either you poop it out and you're good, or it looks like you peed yourself.
Oh god.
Also, the balloons are filled with yellow stuff.
This is the best. Oh my god. Oh my god. You need a minute, dude. Oh my god, that is so good. I kind of want to end on this just so that we can put forth a game called Pee or Poop, and that'll be the name of our episode.
I mean, we can swing back around if we don't come up with anything better. We'll put a pin in it. We'll put a pin in it, and we can come back.
Man, that is legendary.
But before we move on, I would like to take a moment in time, every time we put out a Game Mate Corp episode, to thank our investors. These fine people have gone to lastgeek.com. Nope, I always do this. Patreon.com/lastgeek. They go to patreon.com/lastgeek, and they click on the tab that says Game Mate Corp Investor, and they help support the show by giving us money in exchange. We personally thank them on every episode for their contributions. So thank you, Aaron C. Without you, we would have never come up with Pee or Poop. It would have just the world would be sadder because they would have never heard of this thing. And we appreciate you. And Becker's is just really loves Pee or Poop. So thank you, Aaron C. Thank you.
I really do.
Beckers, do you have another game idea?
I don't think we've ever come up with anything better than that, but I'm ready for the next one, yeah. Okay. So this one I ripped off of Twitter, and it wasn't a submission, I just stole it. And it came from the Twitter handle.
Fun fact, people don't talk about this, but if you just reply to another tweet using the hashtag GameMateCorp, we can use that. Just start doing that. Like, if you don't come up with a game idea, just take other people's game ideas, reply hashtag GameMateCorp, and then we'll use that.
This has been an announcement.
Yep.
Okay, so I stole this one from a Twitter that is literally a goldmine, and I've talked about it before. It's called @GameIdea_bot. Literally, they just tweet a game idea every day, so awesome. All right, I took one, and it's called A Complex Reality Simulation Where You Fix Squids Until You're Bored.
What's wrong with the squids? How they need fix?
We will get there.
Okay. What's step one?
So, step one, a complex reality simulation. So I took that to mean it's a VR game because I don't know what that means otherwise.
Okay. Good.
So it's a VR game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you become more powerful the more squid lives that you save when you fix the squids.
Powerful in what way?
You're stronger.
You just get jacked? You get more muscular?
Your ultimate goal is to save so many squids that you're like Thanos now.
I figured it'd be like All Might. Like, Thanos isn't really like you. Thanos shows off that he's like real strong, but he's also just like he
And his
defeated.
chin's really stupid.
Yeah, but like All Might's got all those muscles. So I feel like All Might's.
So
got...
the problem with that reference is I feel like everybody knows who Thanos is, and like a lot fewer people know who All Might is.
Who would win in a fight, Thanos or All Might?
All Might?
Are you saying that just because you like All Might, or because you actually believe it?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay, so go on. You want to get
I have
real
an
jacked?
All Might shirt literally right in front of me, by the way. I like him. He's a good person. He's All Might. So you save squids, it powers you up, but it's VR. So like you find squids and you put little band-aids on their tentacles, like Hello Kitty ones. I don't know, with your hands, and they're slippery, so it's hard. This is going to be a component in the game, is that you go to the beach, you walk along, and it's a game, so sometimes there'll be squids that need your help.
It's not just you walk along and then you keep walking and then some more walking and nothing happens. It's beach. It's VR beach.
It'll be like an alternate universe where squids are endangered because of pollution, and there's a lot of squids.
That's not here. That doesn't. We don't have that.
I was thinking there was a lot more squids in this universe, but like they're getting sick and they're on the beach and you have to save them.
So they're not like that endangered where there's too few of them. There's still a lot of them, but they do need help.
And like for some reason, squids are really good for the world. I don't know. Like they produce oxygen. I don't know. You're saving squids. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, why is it like, why do you have to justify helping squids?
Because there's not a lot of squids on beaches in our world. So like I wanted to make some backstory for it.
Okay.
And then like make you feel like more of a hero when you're saving the squids. And then like sometimes the squids are just sad. So you have to give them a pep talk because sometimes they'll be plagued with sadness. It'll be like, you go get him, squid buddy.
What makes a squid sad?
Maybe they think that their one tentacle is shorter than all the other ones, and they think that's weird, and they have low self-esteem.
Okay, and how would you pep talk them about it?
Tell them that every squid is different, and you have the shiniest squid legs in the whole world, and very smooth squid skin, and all the squid ladies think that you're hot. So you get out there and you go get him, buddy. And then he just perks right up and you get more powerful because your ultimate goal, it is to be really strong and rule the world.
Okay.
Default.
So there's another squid on the beach who has that same problem of the tentacles are different sizes, but he heard you talk to the other squid, so you totally can't be like, oh, you're the best, you're the shiniest.
Okay, well, I wasn't lying to that other squid. First of all, Bryce, I'm not a liar. I'm a good person. So I pick up this new squid, I give him a look over, and I tell him, wow. You know, it'd be a lot easier if I knew what squid anatomy was like, but
I'm glad you were like, I'm gonna latch onto this squid idea. I have no knowledge of squids.
On.
Yeah.
Speaking of latching on, you pick up this next squid that has one short tentacle and you tell him, wow, these are the strongest suckers I've ever seen. Good job on growing those. You're gonna have a really good future fighting sperm whales, because did you know giant squids fight sperm whales? That happens, it's real. But actually the sperm whales usually win. But not with this squid, because his suckers are really strong. He might win against a sperm whale someday, but Only if he's a giant squid.
Is that the thing? Is that there's a sperm whale squid battle going on, and you're like a squid medic?
Yeah.
Helping them out.
That's it. That's what I was going for. That's it. Okay, so alternate universe again. It's a war between the squids and the sperm whales, and they are whatever size is reasonable for that to happen. And they're still washing up on the beaches, but now they're giant squids. So you're not picking them up. You're just next to them because that's what would fit in this situation. You just walk up to their giant squid eye and you say, you go get them. You go get those whales.
Are there still the bandaging, the Hello Kitty, or is it still just a lot of pep talks?
Instead of a Band-Aid, now you gotta have like big bandages because the scale's different. But there's still gonna be Hello Kitty brand bandages because product placement. We were paid for that. Yep.
Okay.
Hello Kitty. I'm excited.
The Squid War really brought you back. Like you were just like, oh, pep talks, and then you were like, Squid War. I'm on board again. I'm bored with my own idea again.
Yeah. I wasn't very excited going into this because we just finished with pee or poop, and now I'm thinking this one's dumb. But hey, now we got Squid Wars, so. Okay.
Squid Wars kind of sounds like Squidward.
That's exactly what I just thought, dude. We'll shoehorn that in somewhere. You and me, we're on point today.
See, right. I almost kind of want it to be small squids. Like, I would like the big squids all lost. They're gone. So the little squids are like, we need to avenge our brothers. And they're trying to defeat the big squids, but they're getting their ass kicked. And then you come along and you have to like be the squid medic and like help them come back and defeat the overwhelming odds.
Dude, and I want there to be like cutscenes. Like you save so many squids and then you move on to the next part of the story and there's this cinematic scene where you see all these little squids you saved. They all just swirl. They band together like a cloud of birds or a school of squids. And they form into a mega squid. Just like when the Power Rangers get in all their separate vehicles and then they become one big thing. That's how the squids are going to do it. They're all going to become one big squid. It's going to be extra giant. And then the sperm whales are going to lose that particular fight. But then the sperm whales are all going to band together and they're going to become a mega sperm whale.
There's somebody on their beach going like, you're the best sperm whale.
Yeah. You can go get him, man. You're a really good sperm whale. A very unfortunate name. I don't really know why you're called that.
Your tails is like the shiniest. It's the perfect proportions in all ways.
You got really cool battle scars, dude. Yeah. All the chicks are gonna dig it.
If you defeat the squids, you're gonna get so much tail.
Okay. That was, first of all, very nice. Second of all, so this game that we're making is like Squid Fixer, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like we're also gonna release Whale Fixer.
Maybe, and it's that's actually very, very cool. It is a multiplayer war battle thing, but you're not actively participating in the battling. You're just like a medic who is participating on the sides and trying to help out the soldiers. And depending on how good a doctor you are, like the war could go different ways. I kind of want there to be a single player campaign where you have these dope cutscenes and stuff, but there's also a multiplayer where you can play against a sperm whale fixer and you're a squid fixer.
Yes, I think both options should be available because obviously the cutscenes don't work as well in a multiplayer battle.
Yeah.
Unless they were like, I don't know, a lot of super specific ones that change depending on how well each side did. I don't know. We'll explore it. We'll explore it. This just proves right now that you can make a game out of anything.
Honestly, I don't know why before we came around, I don't know if people weren't making games about fixing squids.
Yeah, because this is amazing.
Yes.
Just, yeah.
Game developers, what? Stop just making games where you just shoot at people. Make Squid games.
We don't need more battle royales. We need Squid Fixer and Whale Fixer.
I'm not sure. Like that's a lot of our games. I feel like we can still make that.
It's easy. It's a lot easier.
Than the Squid Game.
Okay, I'm ready for the next one. I think we've developed the Squid Land and the Whale Land.
Well, this one was submitted to us. Finally, someone reached out and they were like, hey, I know like every episode you have said, send us game ideas, and no one's really been doing that. But Suburbanite Slob on Twitter stepped up to the plate and he said, since it's May the 4th be with you, which is when we're recording this, how about a Star Wars game? You aren't a Jedi, and you don't fly a spaceship. Imagine Papers, Please, but it takes place on Naboo, and you manage incoming and outgoing trade. I'll let the CEOs figure out a name. Well, guess what, Suburbanite Slob? I already figured out the name. It's Holograms, Please. Because, I mean, that's my starting point. Maybe as we discuss it, I might come up with something different. But I'm opening with Holograms, Please, because they don't have paper in Star Wars. You've never seen someone hold a piece of paper in the entire Star Wars movies. It's always just like a hologram.
We haven't?
Name a time that you've seen someone hold a piece of paper.
There was that one time.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you're right. You got me there. God damn it. Becker's always comes at me with...
I'm always right.
She's such a Star Wars expert that...
Yeah.
I'm like, I've seen the movies like 20 times. I've never seen paper. And Becca just like, well, there was that one time. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot about that. You got me. Okay, so obviously this takes place in episode 1 because like that's the only time we're at Naboo and give a shit about trade stuff. And I think like Papers, Please, you will have the different endings depending on how the choices you make, and at least one, maybe multiple, does end in a trade blockade that leads to the events of episode 1, because that's how the movie goes. But I think you as a player are trying to prevent that, and
so you know that you fail.
If episode 1 happens, if the entire Star Wars trilogy, trilogy is 3, but there's like 3 trilogies. There's 9 movies. I don't know what that is.
There's tri-trilogy.
Yep.
Non-nilogy.
If any of the Star Wars movies happen, you failed in your job because it all starts with that trade blockade, and if that's prevented, none of it happens. So it's your job to stop the Star Wars movies. But you still, like, obviously you could just be like, well, we just won't let the Trade Federation come, because I did see parts of that, and I do remember there was something with the Trade Federation. But you do, like, Naboo does still need trade. They do need, like, fish. Well, they've got fish. They've got lakes and stuff. They need to sell their fish. And they need droids. I have a book. I have a big book of Star Wars. It's from a role-playing game. I'm gonna open up to the items page. This role-playing game was not a great one. I was not into it, but it does have things in it. Conflict and combat gear and equipment, page 146. And then they don't have numbers on the pages. What's the point of telling me, oh yeah, go to page 146? Oh wait, it's there. They have numbers on the pages. Don't listen.
He takes it back and he apologizes. He's sorry. He was wrong.
Gear and equipment. Galactic economics. That's how you spell that. Say it. Black market. Combat skills.
This is a train wreck so far.
Stun
First
active.
There's no numbers, and then there's numbers. And now you can't say stuff.
There's a lot of guns. This book has a lot of guns. We don't want guns.
Why not?
Because that's like Naboo is a peaceful planet. They would not be like, because they got guns on their planet is why the Star Wars happened. We want stars. We don't want wars. We just want the stars. And we need to make the star. If you do well at holograms, please, they just make the Stars movie.
And it's literally just 9 movies of space, just the sky,
yeah.
stars.
And you'll see like spaceships fly by peacefully once in a while, and it looks real dope. There's no war, and it's great. Let's go BACTA. They need BACTA. They're gonna sell their fish, and they need BACTA. And I think actually that's actually very good. That like you're going to have the stuff that Naboo has a lot of, because you're running the Naboo trade organization, and so like you sell off your fish, and then you're gonna we've got corn and stuff, and then you're gonna have all these different groups that'll be like, okay, well, I have BACTA for you, and I'll give you like 1,000 BACTA for 500 fish. And you go like, oh, that seems like a pretty good deal, but it is the Trade Federation, and it is all an elaborate ruse to be able to like get droids into your thing. So you kind of have to like figure out like who you can trust. And I think we'll probably not have them called the Trade Federation, because that'd be a little bit easy. We'll be like, if you lose the game, then the guy will be like, oh, we just changed our name to the Trade Federation. Also, Trade Blockade. Ah, gotcha. You're in Star Wars now. So they'll be just like Jimmy's Trade Gang, with scrappy young group of traders just trying to get by, and they got a lot of ships. And I think you need to keep the trade groups hungry. You can't have them be too successful, because that's why the Trade Federation was able to succeed, because they had a shit ton of ships and could do the blockade. But if they don't have... Sure. If they don't have enough ships, then they can't do the blockade. So you can't trade a lot with any group. But you also need to go like, Naboo needs this stuff. We have a lot of this stuff. So you need to figure out what people have and trade it. And Comm Jammer. I'm going to read off Disguise Kit, Ration Pack, Glow Rod, Data Pad. Data Pad, that's what you never see paper, because they got their holograms and their data pads.
And droids.
Do you know splicing is the term for hacking in the Star Wars universe?
Splicing?
Splicing. In I think Rogue One, somebody was like, I'm a splicer. He was a hacker. Fun fact. That's the game idea. Is holograms, please, and it's about making the Star Wars not happen. Do you have a game idea?
I'm really glad that we're not gonna let Star Wars happen. That's interesting. Yes, I do. And I feel like this is a monumental moment, so I would just want to make sure that you're all ready for this. So, as maybe somebody knows who's listening, I went to Japan not that long ago. Probably nobody knows that, but I did. It's like 10 months ago, I went to Japan.
Wasn't that...
And I went...
After you got married?
Yeah, it was my honeymoon. And we met some drunk Japanese dudes there, and they were like, why did you honeymoon here? And we were like, because on account of how we're weebs. Anyway, so we went to Japan, and we went to an aquarium, and I saw the most Japanese...
Where is a good place to honeymoon? Oh, or like... I guess Hawaii is kind of like the default.
Or like the Bahamas or the Caribbean or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been to beaches. I wanted to go to Japan. It was cool. No regrets. Because,
if somebody came to where I am and were like, this is my honeymoon, I would go like, why? But at the same point, at what point of like, where's the correct place to honeymoon?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we were in Tokyo. Like, it was a big place, It wasn't like they were coming to nowhere, South Dakota.
They were probably just like, I'm unhappy. Why would you come to this place to be happy? Because nobody likes it where they are.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyway. So I went to this aquarium and I saw the single most Japanese thing I've ever seen in my life. And
a Japanese man. What? You bought it? Wow. That's...
I want to tell my story.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
And I bought it. And this is it. I'm holding it up. And I will explain it shortly. Yes, that's right. It's an orca that transforms into like a Gundam machine. A Gundam robot.
You should show them the back.
This is how it transforms. And as you can see, there are other sea creatures that transform into Gundams. A Gundam orca. That's my game idea. Okay, we're going to make Gundam orcas.
Because I know Transformers transform, but...
They do, but not into sea life. So, This is a new breed all of its own. I'm going to call them Gundam orcas because they look a lot more like Gundam than Transformers to me. Even though they transform. It doesn't matter, really, because I'm not basing it at all about the show. I'm just gonna make it and go with whatever I want. So couldn't they just
be robot orcas?
No, because I think Gundam orcas in disguise sounds cooler.
Are they
orcas first or robots first?
I don't know. That's the important thing. Are they orcas or are they robots? Because that is huge.
They are both.
No, you can't be. Which one is the default setting?
They are cyborgs. They're both. Because cyborgs are both alive and robot. They are man and machine. This is orca and machine.
Okay, but which did it start off with? Or like...
It was born this way.
It was born with robot parts.
No, because I got more here. I have ideas.
Okay, give it to me. Are you ready? I need to hear them, and we can go from there, and you can tell me about these things.
Okay, because it's going to have to happen on another planet, because I got ideas that can't happen on Earth. Okay, so they live on like a water planet, because it's weird. Okay, it's weird. They live on like a water planet.
There's no land?
Sure. Yeah, it's totally sea creatures, and for whatever reason, they resemble Earth sea creatures because it doesn't have to be realistic, and I don't care. So you're going to have these orcas that are also robots, cyborg orcas, and it's going to be a game about a pod of orcas.
Are there non-transforming orcas on this planet?
No. It's a race.
Everything transforms on this planet.
Yes, into robots. Because that is what they are.
I mean, like, what's the advantage, though? Like, I could see if they're, like, on Earth and they're like, I'm blending with what the orca is. But if you're literally all the same, then...
That's what they are. No. There's more than just orcas on this planet. Okay, there's also dolphins. And let's look at this, because there's tons of sea creatures on here.
Yes.
There's... dolphins and whale sharks and great white sharks, okay?
And they all transform.
And there's also, there's smaller ones too, and there's like little regular fish that just transform into tiny robots, and it's really cool. So it's a whole ocean of transforming, but not transformers, orcas, and other sea life. Robots, cyborgs. Yes. Whole ocean. So it's a pod of orcas. They can turn into robots, and also they solve mysteries in space. Because that's what like Gundam Wing is about, these big robots that can go into space because it's the future. Well, these can go into space at any time they want, but their home planet is a water planet. That's why they are sea creatures the rest of the time, because that's how they relax and unwind, is as sea creatures. But then they turn into robots to fight crime. But only the orcas fight crime because they are the police force of this world.
Yes. Go on.
Okay, so since they're like super big because they're orcas, which since they can only solve giant mysteries because they're big. And there's also squids on this planet and sperm whales that transform.
Uh-huh.
And the orcas break up the fights because they're the police. Okay, so they go out into space and they solve mysteries. And like,
do you play as a transforming orca in Squid Fixer?
no, the Squid Fixer, that's a different game. That's a different game.
Okay,
We're back to squids.
You brought up the squids and the sperm whale, so I wasn't sure.
I'm just throwing it out there. It's a whole planet of sea creatures.
There's
They're all
a lot of creatures there. If it's a water-based thing, it's probably there. Is there turtles?
Yeah.
Is there goldfish?
Yes.
Is there goldfish crackers?
No.
What do they eat?
Orcas?
Yeah, like any of the creatures in the deal. Do they eat? Do they eat the other sea creatures? Do they suck out their robot parts to get more robotic and more powerful?
They do eat the other sea creatures, but it's legal because the smaller sea creatures.
There's no crime in the water.
It's like the Old West. There aren't enough orcas to patrol the whole planet, but also the orcas also eat smaller fish.
Also, the orcas are the law, so.
They are the law. But there's also things that are illegal. And
Okay.
they stop those things from happening. And they go into space.
I mean, they stopped space crime, but I think in the water, everything's legal.
Okay, that's fine. On their home planet, everything goes, but not if it's aliens. Aliens to them because they're aliens to us, but not aliens to themselves. Because they are each other. They are the ocean robots.
Thanks for that explanation. I would have never gotten it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the orcas are the Avengers.
Okay.
Of this planet because they protect the world from aliens.
They're more Green Lanterns.
Well, yeah, sure. They're Green Lanterns, but orca robots.
Because the Green Lanterns is the space cops. It's an orca that transforms that you have a figure of. You've already got the merchandising down.
All right. It sells itself.
I mean, it does because you bought it. You bought it, so yes, it sells itself.
I should have bought more.
You didn't prepare for this. You should have saw this and be like, that's a Game Corp idea.
I should have bought more, but unfortunately I was on my honeymoon and I wasn't thinking about my podcast the whole time, which is weird for me, right? So
whenever you look at a thing, you just need to go, is that a Game Corp idea? And like most of the thoughts I have, the answer is yes, and that's why I had a game about pooping the potato on a Target thing. Becca just held a light bulb up to her head.
Idea. I have a light bulb sitting next to me. I was waiting for this moment. And it came.
Was it what you hoped it would be?
No. But I was thinking maybe Aaron might clip that out somewhere. And it will be useful someday. It's here. Someday.
Okay. Turn it into a GIF.
The orca. It's here.
Okay. So this is the game's called Gundam Orcas. You're transforming orca that solves crime in space. Is that it?
Did you need more?
So I think we're gonna do peer poop this week. I think that's the one we're ending on.
I don't know. I kind of like Squid Fixer too. There's a lot of good games this episode.
Okay, then Squid Fixer. I think we did. I actually like Squid Fixer as a game. Peer poop is just one that makes you laugh very much, but Squid Fixer I think is a very good game. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do Squid Fixer.
Squid Fixer is the game this week.
Gundam Orca.
Okay. Before we wrap it up, I have some things to say. Go to lastgeek.com to find episodes of Game Corp and Ready Set Gamecast. Becker's was on an episode of Ready Set Gamecast, so you should listen to that. Also, go to lastgeek.com/store to buy cool GameMate Corp merch. We've got leggings, we've got the t-shirt, we got a sticker. You got a like laptop or a bag or something, put a sticker of GameMate Corp on there. That'll be dope. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast on iTunes, and go up to strangers on the bus and tell them to download the podcast. It's a fun way to make friends.
I want to point out that you said we should watch Ready Set Gamecast because I'm on an episode. I'm here to point out that Bryce is on every episode, and he didn't say that was a reason to watch it. Just throwing that out there.
I'm always on there, so it's not a special thing. No.
Yeah, exactly. Bryce is nothing special.
Yep.
You said it, not me.
Tell people to listen to the podcast. Show them your GameMate Corp sticker and your t-shirt and your leggings. We just be all up in there. That's it. We did it. We're making Squid Fixer, which is honestly fun to say. Hey, you guys should play Squid Fixer. It's just like onomatopoeia. It sounds good on the tongue.
Those whales would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling squids.
I thought it was orcas.
Well, the Squid Game, they're fighting whales.
Okay.
Oh, they're fighting sperm whales.
Yes.
Orcas aren't actually whales.
But you said got away with it like a Scooby-Doo thing, which you said the orcas.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's the podcast. Thank you for listening. And remember, have fun.